Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? That's right, we're gonna get down, we're gonna boogie, no, we ain't doing none of that shit. I don't know what made you think I was actually gonna do that shit, but it ain't happening. Instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about One Night in Karazhan. Now, there's been a question that's been brought up quite a bit lately, whether or not that this set is worth $20 fucking. Now, my gut reaction is, hell no. Alright? Hell no. But you know what? I don't like just going off my gut reaction. I like to actually try to validate things and see, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. You know, I want to at least try to have some validation. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to take a look at the previous adventure mode expansions, and we're going to do a little, you know, counting up, seeing how much value we got out of those sets. All right, so without further ado, let's get to Curse of Naxxramas. Now, Curse of Naxxramas gave you one class card per class, as well as a bunch of neutrals, okay? So, let's go through here. Bad, great, good, great, great. What the fuck? Great. Holy shit, great. Good, 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 marginal. Great, 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 meh, yay. Yeah, hell no. Marginal, whoa, fuck off. Pretty good, really good, really good. Subjective, good, good, meh. So what it comes out to is about 18 cards were really fucking good and playable from Naxxramas. Yes, I've already gone through and counted them all. So, yeah, alright, 18 from Nax. I think we can all agree on that. Alright, so let's go over to Blackrock Mountain. Alright. Now, in Blackrock Mountain, they gave you 2 class cards, and then a bunch of legendaries. Alright, so Drew the Flame eventually found value. Quick Shot definitely found value. Flame Waker found value. Arguments for both of these, to be perfectly honest with you, especially this one in the upcoming, might actually see a resurgence of Dragon Paladin, but again, it's very subjective. Dragon Whelp definitely had value. Resurrect, not so much. Some people will argue Gang Up, especially with what's coming in Karazhan, but at the same time, meh. Dark Iron Skulker definitely did earn itself a nice little place in a lot of decks, but it's kind of hit or miss on others, so both of these at one time were heavily used, but then kind of fell out of favor as new stuff came in to replace them, but still, they were used. Demon Wrath, Imp Gang Boss, these are still being used today, so I can't really say anything bad about them. Revenge, definitely still being used. Even Axe Flinger pops up every so often, but not really. Alright, used, still used, I mean, a lot of stuff there. Still pops up from time to time, So, yeah, quite a few cards there. It actually, the total comes out to 20 from BRM. Okay, so that does make a little bit of sense if you think about it. There were more cards being brought in per class, and, you know, you had your neutrals. Okay, yeah, it was a bigger set. So having 2 more viable cards, okay, yeah, sure. Makes a lot of sense. Alright, so now let's go over to League of Explorers. Alright. Raven Idol, Mounted Raptor, yeah, got a lot of use. Desert Camel got quite a bit of use. Thank you, Jackie Chan. Forgotten Torch, Ethereal Conjurer, Keeper of Aldemon, Anything Can Happen. All 3 of these have been used. These 2 here get used quite often. Tunnel Trog is overly used. Dark Peddler, Fierce Monkey. You get to neutrals. Now, I'm not including Murloc Tinyfin, even though it is kind of a fun card. I do like it. But let's see. Used. Gorilla Bot fell out really quickly. It was used for a little bit of time, but it really fell out once standard kicked in hard. So, yeah, I can't really add that in there. Tomb Spider, again, it was kind of like a fading fad. It was there, and then it was gone. Reno Jackson definitely is not a fad. There's an argument for Dijin of Zephyrs, but it never really sustained itself overly good outside of like maybe 1 or 2 decks. And then Archthief Rafam. Okay, so this total actually came out to 22. I know, it's insane how much value we had in League of Explorers. Alright, so now we get to Karazhan. Now, I don't have any of the graphics for this, so you'll just have to, you know, listen along. And for this, I can turn this off now. Okay. So, I'm going to use the nice little list that was provided by Liquid Nyria here. And he's got his own value system. And some of it I agree with, and some of it I don't. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a huge fan of the portals, but there's 2 of them that I honestly think are worthwhile. So, we'll put that in there. Alright, so, Moonglade Portal, Menagerie Warden, and Enchanted Raven. Boom, those are in there. That's 3, right? Cat Trick, I don't think is overly that good, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not going to run it. But the Cloaked Huntress and the Kindly Grandmother, definitely those make my cut, so now we're at 5. Fireland Portal makes the cut, as well as Medivh's Ballet, so that's 7. Nightsbane Templar makes the cut, but barely. Not even gonna lie, barely makes the cut, so that's 6. Pretty much everything in Priest is no. Ethereal Peddler makes the cut, as does Swashbuckler. Burglar, yeah. But I'm not 100% sold on the Burglar, so right now we're on 8. There's nothing impressive in the Shaman, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, I don't really like the Maelstrom Portal, just simply due to the fact it's a slightly better Arcane Explosion, and we don't generally see Arcane Explosion used that much. Warlock, the Silverware Golem, and the Melkazar's Imp. Okay, so we're at 10 now. Warrior, I'm not really seeing anything I overly like, to be perfectly honest with you. Some of you might say Fool's Bane. I don't really agree, because in order for that card to be overly effective, you need another minion in your deck, and that means that's like 4 slots you're now occupying with that, or just 2 and then hoping it actually works out for you, and I don't really like that. So, still at 10. Alright, so then we get to the neutrals. We got Medivh, the Guardian. Because I actually included some of the portals in here, I have to actually include Medivh here. I don't generally agree with it, but I don't really think Medivh's that great of a card, but I think people are going to experiment around with it, and it's probably going to catch on a little bit and then fade out, but still, he's there. So, that's now 11. Curator makes that 12. Barnes makes that 13. And then the Arcane Giant. I think my math might actually be off here. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, my math is off. 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. 16. There's really only 16 viable cards. You know, 16 good cards. I mean, there's other cards that could be somewhat viable, and only time will tell. But truth be told, I'm honestly seeing it only at 16. Now, I'd like to point out that everybody missed Sludge Belcher as being a staple of metas. Okay? Everybody missed that shit. So we might be seeing a lot of that happening here as well. But I'm not really overly seeing it. Like, when I saw Sludge Belcher, I thought, wow, that card's fucking amazing. But everybody else told me I was full of shit. But lo and behold, it ended up becoming one of the staples of a fucking meta. I don't see anything here that really jumps out to me overly that much. Like, I think Barnes has some insane value. And that's true. But other than that, like, maybe the Arcane Giant. I could see that in some those spell tempo decks that are going to do really well. But, yeah. Now, a lot of people have given this set a lot of shit. Alright, one, the whole lack of any decent priest cards being primary on that. The other is, ironically, involving Morose. You'd be surprised how many people got pissed off by seeing Morose as a 1-1 that spawns 1-1. A lot of people got upset by that, guys. I do mean a lot of people. For those of us who played since vanilla World of Warcraft, when we entered in Karazhan, it was a very different experience. Like, I did like all the stuff in vanilla WoW. Like, I even did the original Curse of Naxxramas, which was fucking nightmare back in the day. So when we got to Karazhan, it was relatively rough, okay? I mean, the whole keying process actually drove us through the story arcing really nicely, and then when we get in there, that dark, creepy feel, it was a whole experience for us. And one of the bosses I remember to this day that plagued us that first day we were in Kara was Morose. Holy shit, was Morose a nightmare scenario. Holy crap, he fucked our raid up every single chance he could get. And he was like the ultimate rogue boss, which kind of is ironic considering that this Morose dies to Fan of Knives like it's going out of style. So, yeah, there's that. I've heard people make arguments like, oh, well, you just shitted all over the nostalgia and our fondness for this raid. Thanks very much. You know, it seems to be an ongoing trend in 2016 with, like, Hollywood and software companies rebooting, relaunching, and you know, just kind of, like, dropping the ball on things. I've heard people get downright shitty with Ben Brode and Yang Wu, like, in the Reddits and just talking massive shit. Guys, stop that, alright? Stop it. That's not helping any situation in any way, shape, or form. I think that they're trying to move this game in a different direction. I think that this might be a healthier direction for the game to move, because God only knows I'm sick and tired of everything is face aggro. But we'll have to wait and see. And now, the other thing I think a lot of people overlook is they create their value systems based on what they can play it with right now. They don't look down the road to the next possible set that's coming out. They don't look down the road to when you have the standard rotation kick in, and a lot of the core cards that we've been relying on go out the window, and then we're going to have to kind of rely more on these cards. So right now, I kind of feel like it does feel underpowered, but if you're looking towards the future and looking to where things are going to go, then yeah, this could actually be a relatively decent set. This might be like the sleeper, okay? I see a lot of cards in here as being possible sleepers. Either that, or they really need to step up their testing game and have some shit slapped into them or something, because some of this makes absolutely no fucking sense. But I'm going to have faith in them. So the question is this worth $20? Well, for me it is, just simply due to the fact that A, I like supporting the people who bring me so much enjoyment, so I'm definitely going to get it. Plus, I like my card backs, and that card back, I'm not going to lie, looks pretty fucking spiffy, let's be honest. So yeah, there's that. Do I feel disappointed in what we're getting? Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I honestly do feel a little bit disappointed, but you know what? Part of being a supporter of something is you're there with them through thick and thin. It's kind of like a marriage. Sometimes your marriage hits a rocky point. You don't just fucking bail out the moment there's trouble, okay? You stay true to your loyalty. You help guide them to better things. Like, you know what? Here's a great opportunity for you to be more active in the community. It's like, okay, why are these cards bad? Go ahead, explain that to them. Don't just say, this sucks. God, you guys are fucking idiots. Oh my god, are they even trying anymore? And I'll be honest, there are times where I've said, wow, this feels phoned the fuck in. Alright? But you got to at least express yourself of why it feels this way. Alright? Don't just be that guy who just shit posts all over the fucking place without explaining why. Alright? Developers love getting that kind of input of why you don't feel this is good, how they could possibly improve upon where they're going with this direction. All right, they love that shit. It shows that you actually care, and they love engaging with you. Now, they may not engage with all of you, but you know, it doesn't mean you shouldn't try. So that's the big takeaway from that. So the question is this: are you guys going to spend the money for this, or are you just going to grind the gold? Now, I will state this: if you have a choice between, say, paying cash money for this, or say taking your girlfriend out to like dinner and a movie, take the girlfriend out, man. Seriously. Take care of business first, alright? And, you know, relationships are a much higher priority than this game would be. I'm not going to say this is a must-have, you have to spend money, buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me. This is no Curse of Naxxramas. This is no fucking, League of Explorers. This isn't BRM, alright? You don't have to do that, alright? Grind out the gold if that's how you want to do. If you feel that disappointed, just grind out the gold, man. Alright? True fact. Don't let it just, you know, eat you up inside. Don't be that bitter person, alright? Anyways, so that's going to be all for this video. If you like these videos, please like, subscribe, help support this channel. It really does help. And if you have some commentary, please leave it down below. Let me know. Are you paying money for this? Are you going to grind the gold? Do you see people acting really stupid over this for no apparent reason, or do you think they're justified? I really want to know down below. So, till next time, this is Shiv saying stay safe, have fun, and keep on grooving.